Welcome rock and metal fans to Iridium Rock and Metal Review. So today I'm going to do something I haven't done before, and I'm going to do the best songs of a band. So I thought the first band I would choose would be Queensryche, because they're one of my all-time favourite bands. So I didn't realise how difficult this was going to be, choosing the top songs from a band like this. The problem with Queensryche is when they do a good album, the whole album is just full of songs I love. So this was so difficult, and what I was going to do was a top 10, and then I realised I couldn't do a top 10, it had to be more, because I've got my favourite songs off of each album. There was about 40 or 50. I had to whittle it down, and I just couldn't whittle it down anymore, and I ended up with 15. Now, before I go into the songs quickly, I just want to say I am a fan of Todd since he's joined the band with Queensryche. I know a lot of people haven't really resonated with Queensryche, and that's fine, that's up to them, since Jeff Tate ain't been in the band. I must admit, I did have a long period where I went off of Queensryche, and I think it's probably the same period that a lot of fans had, probably after the Promised Land era, and then up until when Todd came into the band. I think they've been spot on, you know, just my opinion. But I really like some of their new stuff as well. So I think that's why I've got to 15, because I wanted to include some of the new stuff as well, because that's really good. So here we go. I'll try and make it quick, because I'm not sure how long this video is going to last, because there's 15. It's probably going to be quite a while, so I'll go as quick as I can without disrespecting any tracks, of course. Okay, number 15, Bulletproof from Condition Human. Love this song. I think it's it really shows Todd's voice. Outstanding song. This is probably it's definitely the slowest song on the album. It's got a real classic Queensryche feel to what a lot of the songs have since Todd's been back in the band. I just love the effects as well on Todd's vocals at the beginning, that sort of echoey effect. Makes it sound like a real classic Queensryche song, and then when it comes in, what a hook on that chorus. Absolutely brilliant, I love it. Looking at lyrics, I think it seems like it's just about a lost relationship. There's nothing left, there's so much hurt, there's nothing but hurt anymore, but you know, that's just my interpretation, which Queensryche songs are really your interpretation. That's what I thought of the lyrics when I was looking at them, but love this. So that was my number 15. Number 14, Take Hold of the Flame from the Warning album. This was the first song I heard of Queensryche, and I think I might have heard the live, I think it was in Japan version. Couldn't believe Jeff Tate's vocals, and he could actually be my favourite vocalist of all time. He's so up there with Dio. He's definitely one of the best voices in rock that's ever been. And I think that's what really grabbed me when I heard this song. I couldn't believe those high notes he was hitting, and even on that live version, unbelievable vocalist, absolutely outstanding. Even for the time when there was a lot of these vocalists around at the time who were outstanding, but he just shone above all of them really. Absolutely brilliant, love that song. It's the only song I've got off Warning actually. I think for me, Queensryche are so technical. With their progressive metal, I think they need such a good clear production, and I don't think, obviously the Warning was their first album after the EP, and I don't think the production done them any favours on some of them songs. You did lose some of the energy that they got in the next few albums. So that's my number 14, Take Hold of the Flame, Warning, from the Warning album. Well, just about the song itself, the lyrics, it seems to be about finding strength to overcome stuff in your life. That's my opinion. Please, if you've got any different opinions, let me know. Number 13, Dark Revelry. It's off the Verdict album, the newest album. For me, the Verdict album wasn't as strong as Condition Human. Condition Human's my favourite album from the band since Todd's been in the band. But it's still a really good album, really spot on with fitting with anything from the classic Queensryche era, definitely. But this is another slower song. I've noticed when I was compiling my list, I prefer their slower, sort of slow to medium stuff, Queensryche, rather than their faster songs. Just my preference, that's all. But this is a real brooding song, really atmospheric, similar to that Bulletproof sort of feeling. Starts with like an acoustic and Todd's voice shining through. Superb. The lyrics seem to be about, I don't know, dark thoughts, maybe suicidal due to a relationship, a bad relationship, or a breakup. Only my opinion again. Right, number 12, Empire, from the album Empire. This is a really heavy track. Could be Queensryche's heaviest track. Definitely the heaviest track on Empire. Absolutely love it. From beginning to end, this is real metal. That pounding drums at the beginning with that guitar, superb. Absolutely love Empire. It's got some real energy behind it. This is a top track, absolute top track, and obviously it's made my list, so absolutely love it. A real epic song, and I think it's quite easy to figure out, probably from especially the narrative that's halfway through the song, about the amount of money being spent or funds being spent on national defence and stuff like that, while America, high crime rate and gangs and all sorts and murders on the streets. That's what it seems like to me. But brilliant song, Empire, my number 12. My number 11, from Condition Human again, Selfish Lives. Absolutely love this song. I think that maybe I like Condition Human more. I think they miss Scott Rockenfield on drums a bit. That might be the reason. I don't know, it's missing something, but it's still a great album. That was still a great album, the new one. But on Condition Human, obviously Scott was with the band. I think it just rounds it off a little bit more. But this was a great track and all, Selfish Lives. Really reminds me of Rage, Empire sort of era, Queensryche. Excellent track, brilliant. I think it's about the way society is and how everyone treats each other. That's the way it seems to me. But glad to know what your interpretation would be. My number 10 off the Empire album, The Thin Line. Love this, absolutely love this. I think I love Best I Can off of Empire, but when this song kicked in, I think it just outlined everything what Queensryche are about. That thumping bass, unpredictability in a song, you know, their progressive side, and it was a real some surprises and twists and turns in this song. I think it was brilliant. It's probably one of the underrated songs when you think of all the singles and that on Empire, but I loved it. Absolutely loved The Thin Line, one of my favourite songs by them. I think the lyrics seems to be about kinky sex to me, but you know, that's just my opinion. Just tell me what you think. Number 9, off Condition Human again, Toxic Remedy. Absolutely brilliant. It's weird, there's a few tracks on Condition Human that are together which I loved. They were my favourite tracks off the album. And it's that, like I said, it's that sort of slow to medium pace songs. I think they do so well, and this is one of them. Everyone's just playing their art out on this. Absolutely brilliant. All round. Please, if you haven't given Queensryche a go and you haven't heard them yet, and you're just not giving them a chance because Todd's in the band and Jeff ain't, please give them a go. You won't regret it. And that comes on to my next one, which is good. Number 8, Hellfire, off Condition Human again. So this was it. I think these tracks were together on the album. You had Hellfire, Toxic Remedy and Selfish Lives all together on the album. They were my favourite 3 tracks. And Hellfire, wow, what a track. If you actually hear it, it's like it's come straight off of Operation Mindcrime at the beginning. Not saying it's copying it or anything, but obviously they are Queensryche. You know what, that's what everyone was crying out for when they turned into a different band after Promised Land. All the fans were like, where's our old Queensryche? Where's our old Queensryche? Well, they got it. They've got it back. Believe me. Absolutely superb, Hellfire. That's my favourite track off of Condition Human. That was my number 8. My number 7, and I raise my head and stare. Eyes of a Stranger. Absolutely superb. What an ending to an album. This is just... Operation Mindcrime was obviously the perfect album. That and Rage for Order are in probably my top 5 albums of all time. I haven't actually thought about what order my top 5 are in, but I know that they would be right up there. Faultless, absolutely faultless albums, and to close it off with a track like Eyes of a Stranger, that's a lot of people's Queensryche fans' favourite song, one of their favourite songs, and I heard them play this live in London about 3 years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like, it's a perfect ending to a perfect album. The meaning of the song, I think it's just regret for what he's done and what he's gone through. Nicky, we're talking about, obviously, the story's about, and yeah, regret about the whole thing about, you know, all about the murders he committed. That's what it seems like to me, looking back. Excellent. Number 7, Eyes of a Stranger. So number 6, of the Rage for Order album, Walk in the Shadows. No, this sounds as fresh. When I play this now, it sounds as fresh as it was when it came out. And when the Rage Order came out, how different was it than anything you'd heard at the time? There was progressive rock around, there was a bit of progressive metal, but nothing like the Rage for Order album. It had that perfect, absolutely perfect mixture, a little bit progressive, but you knew it was a metal band. And the twists and turns on the Rage for Order album sounded almost futuristic. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I believe this one's about vampires. There you go. That was my number 6, Walk in the Shadows. Number 5, off Rage for Order again, The Killing Words. What a brilliant song. Quite close to a ballad, sort of. But I don't know, it's just hard to tell. It's just, I think it's about a relationship beyond repair, what I can read into the lyrics. But this was a superb song, sort of more simple Queensryche, but the chorus, so catchy. Brilliant. I love the way that Jeff Tate whispers the words at the beginning, then it goes into the song proper. Superb. Absolutely brilliant. From Queensryche, that one, Killing Words. Number 4, of Operation Mindcrime, the title track, Operation Mindcrime. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think it was a little bit more stripped down to me, Operation Mindcrime, than Rage for Order. A little bit less progressive, a bit more metal. But I think it was a perfect mix, obviously. I think this was the 3rd track in, because obviously you had the 2 little bits at the beginning, Anarchy X, and I remember now. And this was obviously the introduction to Dr. X. So this was like absolutely the brilliant bit with the phone ringing and the start of it. Just like captivated you, the whole album, you know what I mean? And this track was just summed up the album in general. Operation Mindcrime, absolutely brilliant track. Number 3, might be a bit of a surprise for some people, off the Rage album, London. Oh, what a track, what an absolute killer track. I just can't get it. This song is probably another one of the underrated ones, not looked at so much. When you think of Rage for Order, people are probably thinking, you know, I don't know, Walk in the Shadows or Gonna Get Close to You. This is London is an absolutely brilliant track. Almost, I think I read about it at the time, it's almost a devil incarnate itself. It's just weird. It's like it's got a sinister side to it. I'm not sure if it's about a serial killer. It seems that way. Maybe Jack the Ripper. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the song is about. Please enlighten me on any meanings of songs. But one of my favourite tracks. And yet again, it's a slow, brooding track again, and that's what Queensryche for me do best. Number 2 of the Mindcrime album, The Mission. This is, for me, the outstanding track on the album. It seems that the lyrics about the turning point for Nicky, he's having second thoughts maybe about what he's getting involved in. Don't really know. The way it starts, obviously, the storyline, the gunshot at the beginning, it just builds this song up, like right at the beginning before the music even starts. It builds the song up to be something special, and it surely is all the way through. What an outstanding performance by Jeff Tate as well. A perfect epic song. And my number one off the Rage for Order album again, New Regal. This is my favourite song when it first came out. This is my favourite song now off the album. I can't get enough of this. It's got obviously that strange weird voice effect, the effect he's got on his Jeff Tate's voice, and then when he explodes into the actual song itself, the twin leads on this were all through, you know, the twin lead guitar on all their songs has got to be, I've got to mention that, because wow, they were the best at it, weren't they? They were the best at it. I know you had Maiden at the time, but I don't know, Queensryche were right up there, you know. Obviously it was Michael Wilton and Chris DeGarmo. A lot of people think since Chris has been out of the band as well that they've gone downhill. You could say that, but then look at their last couple of albums, you know. He ain't been there for them, and they're superb as well. But New Regal is one special song. I think it just means new order, maybe creating the perfect society. That's what it seems like to me. Yet again, please correct me if I'm wrong. But love New Regal, absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. And out of all them songs, out of that 15 that was so hard to choose, I think I always knew that was going to be at the top. I don't know. Yet again, it's a song that not everyone would choose, but it holds a special place for me without a doubt. And yet again, it's another one of them medium pace songs. It's not a fast song. In fact, looking through the list, I haven't got any real fast rockers on here. Let's just go through a couple of honourable mentions that I sort of gutted to leave off my list, but I've had to leave something off. Oh God, I don't know if I should have put this on there, but The Whisper off Rage, love it. Another Rainy Night off the Empire album, like more catchy, more melodic. Obviously I think it was a single, but along with that as well, on the end of the album, God, I didn't want to leave this off. Anybody listening, God, maybe that should have gone on. And then you had a couple of ones off the recent album as well, Light Years and Bent. I nearly put them on. I was like toying with it. I love the new album, but I think Condition Human just about sneaks past it for me. But yeah, absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. Love the band. Always have done. They obviously had that dip. I didn't include anything from that dip in their career. I don't think there's anything that reaches the heights of these songs, in my opinion. You had the odd track that was getting there, a bit starting to sound a bit like old Queensryche. Then, you know, I mean, it just didn't quite manage it for me. So, thank you for listening. I've actually loved doing this one, Queensryche. I'm going to try and do some other bands, their top songs. I tried to get 10, couldn't do it. You can't blame me, they're a superb band, one of my favourites. So please tell me what your favourite songs are, whether it's your top 3, top 5, best song, top 10, I don't care. Let me know what an idiot I am for choosing some of these songs. Let me know your opinion on Todd the Tourer. You know, we've all got opinions, that's what's good about this music, innit, eh? So, thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.